Hey guys, it's August and welcome back to Let's Kill Time with Renowned Explorers International Society. So yes, this will be the first game I'm playing in Season 2 of Let's Kill Time, and a game which I really like. I picked this up a couple of years back, and it's a really interesting mix between a roguelike, a choose-your-own-adventure game, and a turn-based strategy game. It also features great art style, really funny dialogue, and a really unique / complex battle system that's very easy to understand and ties in really well with the game mechanics, and is personally a lot of fun. So yeah, this is a game that I pretty much decided that I would do as my intro to Season 2, like pretty much as soon as I decided to do Season 2, so like yeah, I like this game a lot. So now this will also be a fairly long run. It's going to be fairly chill, and we'll see how things turn out. I haven't played this game in a while, but I've played it a lot in the past, so I think it should go pretty well. And yeah, well, let's get started then. So, new game. So we have two gameplay modes here. We have Discovery Mode and Adventure Mode. Discovery Mode is basically like a regular game, so you can save and load whenever you want. If you lose in a battle, you can just reset. But Adventure Mode, on the other hand, is like a proper roguelike game, so if you die, that is it. And that's what we're going with today, because that's what the series is all about. And we have 4 difficulty options: easy, normal, classic, and impossible. I'll be going with classic today, which is the hard difficulty, but I've played this game enough that I should be able to get through that okay. And yeah, let's select our crew. But first, one of the big gameplay mechanics in this game is that you can create 3 types of teams. You can create a friendly team, a devious team, and an aggressive team. And each of these teams has a different playstyle that if you do that playstyle to complete a battle, it will achieve different results. I'll talk more about that when we actually get into the game itself and I can show it off, but for example, if you complete a battle in a friendly way, you might get a different result than completing in a devious way or an aggressive way. Like maybe you become friends with the enemies and they tell you where some loot is or they give you some supplies, while with a devious team you might scare them off, or an aggressive team you just straight up kill them. So yeah, there are a lot of different ways that the game can kind of play out depending on how you build and, you know, use your team. And I think it's really cool too, because the overall world will decide to view your team differently depending on which of these playstyles you're focused around. So yeah, it's a really cool game mechanic that plays like hugely into the gameplay and the battles, and I'll talk more about that as we get into the game itself. But for now, let's select our team. So the captain of our adventure is going to be Victor Signac. He's just a generally good character. He gets extra gold and renown from encounters, which once again we'll get more into when we get into the game because there is a lot to explain. And he is a tactician focused character. These are different perks you can unlock, and when you get certain like stat checks against these different perks, they kind of determine whether or not you'll be successful at a particular thing, like a regular choose your own adventure game. So for example, if we come up against something which requires a tactician, then we'll send Victor to do it. My second character is going to be Hildegard Hass, this little magician girl from Austria, and I'm picking her because she is my favorite character. Like, I think she's just adorable and awesome. And as my third character, I figured I might try one of the new people. There was a new DLC which came out, which I haven't tried yet, but we have 4 new characters. Let's see. Oh, I should mention, by the way, I'm building a friendly team here because I personally like friendly teams, and the dialogue is also pretty great. Hojo, Wang Yu, Filian. So all of these work pretty well with friendly, except for Wang Yu. Now, what about Hojo? What does he get? He gets quick thinking and athlete. That would actually be really good because we don't have either of those. And he has a friendly ability and an aggressive ability. Yeah, I think that worked really well because we should be able to complete all the battles friendly, but if we need to be aggressive, we can too, because Victor's also an aggressive character. Hildegard, on the other hand, is completely friendly, so yeah. That looks pretty good to me, so let's get this adventure started. What a team. Alright, here we go. We got our Renowned Explorers International Society membership. So, the whole idea of this game is that we are part of the International Society of Explorers, who all go out and see what adventures they can find. So the whole idea is that we have to go out to these different islands, complete challenges, have adventures, and collect renown. And at the end of the game, if we have the most renown, then we will be known as the most, renowned explorer in the world, and everyone will love us and stuff like that. So, overall gameplay mechanics are pretty simple. Going to each of these places called supplies, here are our supplies up here, and here is what's going to be here. So this is an encounter, I believe, plus a research thing, and that is going to be a status thing. We'll go over these when we get back to the base. Like I said, there's a lot to explain in this game, but for now, let's go over to this tile here. Let's see what we have. Ooh, we got ambushed by some aggressive-looking men. Looks like we have to do this. Luckily for us, Victor is tactically prepared, so we will have a small bonus in this battle. Alright, and we're already jumping into fights. Like I said, there is a lot to explain here. Okay, so first of all, this game, as you can see, is a turn-based strategy game. So, here are our characters, here are the enemies, we get to move our turns and they get to move their turns. As I mentioned, this game has 3 different playstyles you can be, friendly, devious, or aggressive, and each ability in the game works for different playstyles. So for example, Encourage is a friendly ability, Try to Engage is devious, and Attack is just an aggressive ability. So let's be friendly to these dudes. Oh, nice shot, one shot him, good job, Victor. What about this dude here? Let's run him over. And then we can try and impress this gentleman. Ooh, he's very impressed and we almost got him. And then Hildegard can run over and try and impress this dude too. Nice. So this is where the really interesting part of this battle system comes in, right? Because we're not killing these dudes, we're becoming friends with them. And they're just like, yeah, I love you guys, you're the best. Like that dude's having a great time. And like that's one thing I love about this game as well in the aesthetic, is that like, as I mentioned, we're not killing these dudes, we become friends with them. On the other hand, if you're playing deviously, then you would make them run away being scared or upset or like crying or whatever. And if you're aggressive, then you just straight up kill them and that's it. So I think that's really, really cool. You know, let's finish this dude off by being friendly to him. He's very impressed. And nice. With the situation solved, the crew continue exploring. And thanks to that, we get some research points, and we get some encounter tokens too. Let's head down here. Old settlement, let's have a look. Viking trinkets of a long time past. We get some research and showing off, cool. So yeah, as you explore the islands, you get different points, and when you get back to the main sort of hub of the game, you can transform those points into other things, which we'll get to when we get to that. Ooh, a classy looking man. He wants to try some of our jam bomb with goat's cheese. Sure, let's do it. Ah, cool. Alright. So we gain some extra points. We did lose the supply thanks to that, but if we come down here, we should be able to gain another supply. An abandoned farm. Ooh, let's take some supply. We got 3 supply from that. Nice. Next, let's head over here. And as you can tell, a lot of the overworld is like movement and stuff. So some parts you can move without costing any supply, and I usually try and focus on those. Oh no, mean locals! Steal our puffins! Oh, shit. Avoid those buffoons. Oh. So we can fight them and we might get some knowledge from that. So let's do it. So at the beginning of a battle, there'll be one particular style, well usually one style, which if you do it in that way will give you some extra tokens. For this time it's devious. My team is not a devious team at all, so I'm just going to stick with being friendly to these dudes. So let's encourage him. God, Victor is so good. Come on Hojo, run down here and impress this dude. And Hildegard can come up here and impress this guy. Nice. And with that, this battle's pretty much done. So, I guess I can talk about this. Actually, I'll talk about it next battle because this battle's almost over. But there's like a lot of little intricate stuff in this which I'm not really talking about. But yeah, like I said, I'll explain it next time just because we're done, so hooray. He's happy too, nice. And it looks like, yeah, because we did that friendly, Hojo has a small boost to his stats, which is cool. Once they figure out you're simply better, they respect you and stop being so annoying. Oh, see, now they're helping us. See that cryptic slab. Let's have a look. An old bracelet of Viking brooch or a Celtic amulet. Let's go for the Celtic amulet. So if we go over here, we can find the Celtic amulet. So yes, I guess we'll go check it out. First of all, we have a level up. So each level you can level up some particular stats or level up your abilities. So the question is, do I want to keep Victor as a tactician or try and branch him out to be diplomat? Because this means that he would have more like as I mentioned before, these abilities you can use to complete certain challenges, so that would make him a bit more either general or a bit more specialized. I feel like keeping him as a tactician just because Hildegard has diplomatic abilities too, so yeah, let's get that one. And he also learned Peace Treaty, which is a really good ability. It's an AoE friendly ability, which is nice. For her, I'll get that one. And she learned Cheer, which is really good. And for this dude, I'll give him an athlete ability. Just because nobody has athletic on our team, so that means we can, if we need something that needs an athlete, we can send Hojo to handle it. Let's run down here. Oh, some more rude men. Ooh, these devious gentlemen are not leaving you alone. Well, I'll have to be overly friendly to them and get them on my side that way. So let's talk about some more of the gameplay mechanics in terms of the battles here. So this game, as you can see at the top here, has kind of like a weapon, or what's it called in Fire Emblem? Like the weapon triangle? It is kind of a weapon triangle system here, so if we're against devious opponents, it's better to be friendly to them, and if we're against an aggressive person, it's better to be devious. And this kind of works into the overall mood of the battle up here. So if we start by impressing this dude, it will switch our mood up here to friendly, and because that's better than devious, we will gain a small bonus, which in this case gives us huge amounts of speech defense, which is great because most devious attacks are speech based. And so a lot of the kind of gameplay and the battle revolves around this as well, because there might be times where we are a friendly team but we don't want to be friendly because if the opponent's aggressive they will have a huge bonus over us. Like I believe in that case you lose a large amount of defense. So yeah, you don't want to be in that situation because of course aggressive attacks are going to be in your face with their guns and their swords and they'll just blast you away, so yeah. There might be some times where we have to actually be devious to the opponent even though we really lack devious abilities just to not have a disadvantage up here. Of course there are also times where like if the opponent's friendly and we're friendly then everyone just gets a bonus, or if we're devious and the opponent's devious then everyone gets a bonus. But yeah, like managing the overall mood of the battle is another really key part of this game. Nice. So far Hildegard hasn't got any bonuses from that, it's just been the guys. So hopefully they can get some. Let's run up here, let's get the Critic Slab. Ooh, small box and fines! What treasure we got? We got a Celtic Leaf, nice. Choose the bonus you want. Campaign study, let's get these. Usually what the game recommends is the better option. But we will see what we can do with that. So, let's have a look. Where would that be? Treasures? Here we go. Nice. And yeah, each time you collect treasure, it'll increase your overall renown in the game. So let's head down here. What have we got? Ooh, mushrooms. Gives us some campaign points, which is nice. And let's head down here then. Oh, it's a lady. Villagers are performing a piece about the Vikings. Ooh, okay. So we have a check here. So they need someone who can perform a speech for the people and tell them about the Vikings. So Hojo is not the guy you want for this because he's going to fail pretty hard. Hildegard is probably the best option we have. Like, yeah, this is how the game kind of works as well, is that you can try and go for it or you can just usually decline to get something, but if you try for it and fail, then you're going to fail pretty hard. But at least you get a big bonus if you win. So yeah, let's send Hildegard in. Come on, Hildegard, tell them a story about the Vikings. Oh, she did it. Good job. This is why I love Hildegard. Seems to be an accomplished actor. No lines were fumbled and the part of the Viking chieftains were portrayed with conviction. Nice. So we get a huge amount of points for that, which is cool. And we get access to a campfire story too, which we'll get to in a little bit. Ruined village. Oh no. Wait, what? Oh, cool. Thank you. Nice. So she's willing to tell us about how to be an archaeologist. Well, I'll tell Victor that, I think. Nice, so if you ever come across an archaeology challenge, then that'll give him a little boost. Let's head down here. What have we got? Ooh, okay. Hildegard. I think she has this pretty easily. Yep. So what bonus would we get from this? Some profits and status, nice. Okay, so he literally just gave us stuff. Man, this is why I love Hildegard. Oh, cool, what did Hojo find? Found an old Viking coin, nice. Gives us more collect points. And let's use a campfire here. So each time at a campfire, you can choose one of these things to give you something. So this gives you some resolve, which basically there are some challenges in the game which if you fail them, you'll lose resolve, and if you get to 0, then it'll be game over. As you can see, we only have 2 resolve right now, so it's pretty tight. That gives us campaign points when spending insight with level 3 tactician. So Victor's almost there. That's pretty nice actually. And Hildegard is a story here too. Choose one crew member, not Hildegard, to gain plus campaign and starting on Beguilla, Quick Thinker, or Tactician spins. Okay, that works pretty well for both of our guys. Let's click that. Let's pick Victor, I think. Oh no, Hildegard, what are you so scared of? The ghost of Leif Erikson. Don't worry, Hildegard, I'll protect you from an evil ghost. Ah. So yeah, as the game kind of goes on, you can kind of learn more about this story. So let's see where that goes after that. And yeah, let's get to this boat, the end of our adventure. Yep, let's do it. I think we're pretty much done on this island. An intact Viking boat, oh cool, it's going to be a great thing for our exploration. No, no! The evil French explorer Roguelike, #1 in the most promising explorer ranking, he laughs! So yes, this is our rival. He is Roguelike. He is a snobby Frenchman, as you can see. And oh great, now he's sending his crew fighter Tommy forward. Well, it's time to defend ourselves. So here is the boss battle for the first island, and we complete this either as a friendly team, as a devious team, or as an aggressive team. So, as you can kind of tell, this is the best style to do for this encounter. You can also do it friendly, but if you do it devious, you're not going to get much of anything, so... He's emotionally hurt and leaves, yeah. It would be best to do this aggressively. I don't really have anyone who can do that though, at least not now. Let's just be friendly to these guys, screw it. This is how we got... We survived so far by being friendly, so let's do that. Unfortunately, they were also really, really weak. Yeah, so one of the reasons why I love Hildegard is that she is like a fucking like... She can just like smash people to pieces with her friendly abilities, if that makes sense. Like her abilities just do so much damage that she can like one-shot a lot of things in the game. Alright, so Victor's taking some damage here. So one thing that Hildegard can do with her cheer is actually heal people, like that, and give them a small bonus. Now, one of the advantages of friendly abilities in general is that they do heal your team, which is the reason why it's one of the safer playstyles to do. So yeah, like if one of our teams, if one of the people on our team is damaged, we can just heal them by, you know, cheering them up with this friendly thing. And on that topic, actually, a lot of devious abilities, they actually will give the enemy like negative status ailments, so like lower their defense or lower their speech defense and stuff like that. So that's another really important thing you can do in this game. So how does reaching out work? Target becomes confident if it's positive, removes aggressive and devious pips while adding 3 friendly pips to the mood. Oh, by the way, speaking of the battlefield mood, right now we have a huge decrease to our armor, thanks to the fact that we're at a disadvantage here. But we're almost done. This shouldn't be too more challenging. Let's impress him, and one more round should be enough. Hopefully he doesn't kill anyone. Oh shit, damn. I had a bad feeling about that. Okay, well we're down to 1 pip of resolve, which is not good. But I guess we'll see what we can do from that. Maybe playing on hard was a bad idea. Alright, so let's have a look. We can get either the leprechaun. I want the leprechaun. Give me the leprechaun. Please, give me the leprechaun. Yay, we got it. Ooh, diplomat. Yeah, let's get that one. Yeah, so that's going to be an overall bonus for the campaign, thanks to our diplomatic skills, which works great with Hildegard. And we're finished exploring the Highlands. Alright. So we are a friendly team. These are the treasures we collected. And these are all our resources. I'll continue just to skip past all that. Oh, there we are right at the bottom, and there's stupid Rivalics at the top there, stealing our renown from the Viking ship or whatever it was. We know the drill, Pinkerton, let's hurry.